Raising Joan. Here's my mommy and daddy from F and from F.
Each day I wait without fail, hoping I'll finally get my mail. But myself I can't deceive, I know it's only make-believe. I take the letter I wrote, seal it in the envelope, print the address big and bold. Don't forget the postal code. Top right-hand corner, that's where I plant a gigantic 3-colored 17-cent stamp. Down to the post office, mail it away. They say it'll get there the very next day, but it's computers are bad, the union reports. It makes them feel out of sorts, and so many other things they don't like. It's no wonder they're always on strike. But I have a plan that will not fail to solve all our problems and speed up the mail. Whenever the postmen get paid next, don't pay them in person, mail them their checks. But it's
Today, ladies, we have a very interesting and controversial guest, which I'm sure will make for an interesting and controversial show. The kind of interesting and controversial show that will get big ratings, which will force the honchos here at the station to give me a big raise so that I can buy that Mercedes, which I so richly deserve. But now for our interesting and controversial guest. His real name is Joe Thompson, but for security reasons, we will call him Mr. X. Welcome, Mr. X.
Hello, Morag.
I'm sure that our viewers will understand the interesting controversy and secrecy of the show once you tell them what you do for a living.
Very well, Morag. I'm an inside postal worker, off and on.
And how long have you had this occupation?
Well, let's see, I've been there for about 5 strikes. I guess that would be around 17 months.
Can you tell us, and I'm sure you get asked this question a lot, Mr. X, why did you choose such a career when there are so many decent things you could have done with your life?
Oh, I guess it might have been the influence of my family. The male has always been dominant. My father taught me to have a healthy lack of respect for other people's property. But I don't know, it's kind of a natural thing there. I enjoy breaking things. And I like throwing parcels, and I enjoy folding pictures. And of course, Morag, with my eyesight, you know, as bad as it is, I've never learned to read. So these things, it's funny how it worked out. All of these things were just natural requirements for becoming a postal worker. Morag, it's back to you.
Do you think at any time in your life you'll be able to go straight?
Well, that's kind of a tough one. I think that if I ever left the post office, I'd probably go into baggage handling, but so far I like the old lick and stamp, as we call it.
I see. Now, you've always been a member of a labor union. Do you think that you could ever work in a non-union shop?
I think if I was in a non-union shop, I'd have to work.
Well, thank you, Mr. X. That's the end of our show for today, ladies. I'm sure that we all wish the best of luck to Mr. X, and of course, the best of luck to me in getting that new Mercedes.
You're certainly welcome to have a ride in mine.
welcome a fine singer, Shirley Eikhard.
Darkness falls and you withdraw, your humor disappears. It's been this way for years, it's nothing new. Come around and don't look down, you'll never see the sun. You'll never see the one who's loving you. You've got to hold your head up, darling, and never let them see. When you're sad, you look a lot like me. You've got to want to win, my darling, or you're bound to lose. I wish for once that I could bring you good news. Good news. Well, I don't care for sad affairs, the outcome's up to you. If tears are overdue, please let them fall. Come around and don't look down, you'll never see the sun. You'll never see the one who's loving you. You've got to hold your head up, darling, and never let them see. When you're sad, you look a lot like me. You've got to want to win, my darling, or you're bound to lose. I wish for once that I could bring you good news. I wish for once that I could bring you good news.
How you doing, friends? Red Green here, and God, I gotta tell you, it's just, it's pretty good. To be back here at the lodge, a bunch of us just went away on a trip, which is where you usually go when you go away on a, on a vacation. And what we done was we went to Las Vegas. Yep. We were dressed for it. And originally, now we were gonna fly down there, you know. But, geez, those pinko airport guards, you know, they wouldn't let us take the rifles or the grenades, and of course the tank was out of the question. So what we done was we just, we fired up the old pickup, you know, no, I'm not referring to that girl that was here last week. I mean, the old truck there. God, I guess there was in the front seat there, we had, there was me, I'm sure. Yeah. It was me and Junior Singleton was there, Buster Hadfield, and Old Man Sedgwick. Yeah, he was in there. And then in the backs, in the here, not the backs. I said the backs there. Wasn't that over there? Was in the box. Was Stinky Peterson. He was back there. I guess we had God, 2 or 3 hunting jackets and about 4,000 quarts of oil. Yeah, she burns a little. But we weren't in a hurry or nothing. We just we kind of took our time driving down there. I guess the whole trip, including the 3 days in Vegas. Took around 7 months. On the way down there, geez, I got to tell you, old man Sedgwick, he can get in your nerves, drive you right round the bend all the way to North Bay. But, he was singing World War I songs and spitting out the window without opening it. So I was getting to the point where we couldn't see, We got outside Chicago and we talked it over and then shot him. But other than that, now she went pretty smooth. We did get a speeding ticket there. We were doing 35 and a 60. We had her backed up 600 or 700 miles. The Winnebagos couldn't even pass us, so they pulled us over on that one. But we finally did get in there. Yeah, we got into the place, and geez, I'll tell you, I'll never forget Las Vegas. Oh, geez, we pulled right into the MGM Grand Hotel parking lot there, and God, were we excited, huh? I bet it took us no more than 15 minutes to pitch the tent. And then we were ready to roll. Stinky Peterson, he's hitting them slot machines and popping nickels like there's no tomorrow, and then we went over to a show there. We caught Wayne Newton, he's there all the time. He stunk. So we got out of there and went over to see one of them girly shows, and I don't know how to tell you this, friends, but they were peeling their clothes off is what they were doing. It's a heck of a way to make a living, but it ain't bad to watch. By the end of the show there, they were, well, what can I say? They were bare naked, They were a la buff. They were in the one-button suit. But, God, Buster Hadfield there, I thought he was going to take the dry heaves. One of them girls twanged her G-string, Buster hit a B-flat. But we were telling the police later, Buster really doesn't mean any harm. He just gets overexcited. They said they'd let him go as long as he paid for everything he bit. So, I guess we won't be going back down there for a little while because we got to save up our money for oil for the truck. So I'll just say to you, keep it cool and keep your bait fresh, and we'll see you next time around.
Good old Red.
Good old Red. Ever wonder what your children think of you when you do that?
Speaking of our children.
Well, that was them at the beginning of the show.
The little guys.
Yeah, the little guys. They're really happy to be in show business now. They're Smith & Smith Jr. Max was the one who did the lovely introduction, and his brother Davey was the backup man.
Maxie's 3, and Davey's 21 months?
21 months. He's our little baby. So they're going to be on doing the show every week. If we're working, why don't they work?
Speaking of working, their mommy's going to sing a song for you right now.
Uh-huh.
Away you go. Whoa. Here's Morag.
She would never say where she came from, and yesterday don't matter, 'cause it's gone. And while the sun is bright, or in the darkest night, no one knows. She comes and then she goes. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who is gonna hang a name on you? And when you change with every new day, still I'm gonna miss you. Don't ask her why she needs to be so free. She's gonna tell you it's the only way to be. And she just can't be chained to a life where nothing's gained and nothing's lost. Oh, but such a cost. Oh, goodbye, Tuesday. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday.
We're here at the Comedy Club this week to see a very special comedian, Gordie Tapp.
Thank you. You know, I'm a Canadian, and when I first went to the United States, I had to learn. Southern United States is a little different. They talk differently. We call a paper napkin a serviette. And to me, it was a serviette. So sitting in a restaurant one day, the waitress came along, and I said, may I have a serviette? And she said, haven't they all served you yet? I mean, I didn't know anything about hand-slung chitlins or yaller grits or fried okra. I had to learn those things, so I'd walk out through the country on the weekends and I'd talk to old farm ladies. I talked to one day, and she's sitting shelling peas in her skirt and pitching them into a copper kettle. And we had quite a long conversation. I said to her, tell me, what do you have on special occasions? And she said, we don't have special occasions. And I said, no, you don't understand me. Like, what would you serve on, say, Easter? And she said, country ham. And I said, well, always country ham? She said, well, usual, but one time a lady gave me a turkey and I didn't know how to fix it, so I just cut it up and made chicken and dumplings out of it. And she was serious, which was wonderful. She said, would you like a drink? And I said, yeah, because I thought she's going to bring me some moonshine. So she went in, she brought out a little bowl, and it was full of buttermilk. And I sat there sipping it and talking to her, and a little pig came over, began to chew on my boot, and I said to her, he's a friendly little fella, isn't he? She said, he ought to be. You're drinking out of his bowl. They just... Oh, I love them for their naturalness. For instance, two East Tennessee hillbillies meet on the road, and one says, hey, Buford, did you get married? He said, yep. Well, dang, he said, I heard you did. You married a girl from North Carolina, didn't you? No, he said, I married a girl from Kentucky. Well, he said, weren't you running with a girl from North Carolina? He said, I was, but you know what costs $3 to get married in North Carolina, only costs $2 to get married in Kentucky. My brother slept with both of them, said there wasn't a dollar's worth of difference. They just have a natural way, and I think that's wonderful. I think we should, as Canadians, develop our own sense of humor instead of copying everybody else. Been a pleasure being with you. We'll see you next time on the Comedy Show.
Was a strangely extraordinary case. Everyone was clueless in the place. The Libyan bank covered what he owed. He had a security leak on the road. When he dropped his trousers, Jimmy loses face.
Things were lost. They brought us in to find Margaret's pride and Joe Clark's chin. The Olympic Board in Montreal.
It was a strangely extraordinary cast. Everyone was blameless in the past. Otherwise she paid for quite a show, but the bowing was all done by Mel Trappo. You see, he don't talk too good, but he talk fast. I agree.
Those were crimes of simplicity compared to our latest mystery. Find the person of evil intent who's pushed inflation over 10%.
And it's a strangely extraordinary case. Everyone is nameless in the race. The government was forced to call on me. Get down to the bottom was their plea. 'Cause the problem's at the top, it seems to me. Still, I'll keep quiet if they just increase my fee. 'Cause it's a terminal inflationary case. Thank you, and help us thank Shirley, Eikhard, and Gordie Tapp.